tearing out pieces of me to replace the broken pieces of you. Tearing out.
Hello, wealthy family, and welcome to today's Mindset Monday. Thank you for coming and sharing some time with me. I love and appreciate you all. Today, we are talking about what are you allowing to occupy your mind? You know, every single day we have hundreds of thousands of thoughts. How many of those thoughts are ones that actually suit you, whether it's conscious or subconscious? Every action stems from a thought. We know that. Okay? So if we are doing things to stop ourselves or halt ourselves in our daily actions, where are those thoughts coming from? Okay? There's a lot of things out here to distract us. There's a lot of things out here that are coded, hidden, subliminal, all because if we were conscious and aware of it, it could make us more independent. And for the individuals, the entities that like to maintain control, that feed off of your energy, they don't want that. Okay? They can't have that. They can't have you being independent. Okay? So they do all types of things to distract you. They put the news out there. They put you in a job. They make you pay taxes. They make you pay for the food you eat. They poison the food you eat. They poison your water. They poison your air. They poison our children. The curriculum that our children get in the free public system is not something that is needed or necessary. It is not sufficient for life. Okay? Even though I didn't graduate, I went all the way. I did 12 years of school. I did 12 and a half years of school. I was in gifted because I was acing on my other regular exams in the middle school. They're like, no, she's too smart. She needs a challenge. So I was put in gifted or alpha or higher learning, whatever it's called in your area. Okay. I asked eight. I aced all my standardized tests. I did everything that I needed to do. I was there. I just realized this is a bunch of bullshit. And I have a baby. And who cares? Who gives a fuck, right? But in my time, the only thing that I learned in school that I'm really use is science, right? Again, I was talked about the other day, Roy G. Biv, and home ec, right? Because when I was still going to school, we were learning home ec. We learned how to cook. We learned how to sew, although my mom taught me some things, right? I learned how to sew. I learned how to fix little minor things. I also did wood shop, learned how to use power tools. They don't teach our children this stuff anymore, right? They're not teaching that. I learned cursive. I still use that to this day. But I feel like my son, who's 20 now, I feel like his generation, he was born in 02. I feel like after 2007, 2008, they stopped teaching cursive. They stopped teaching certain things. So his younger siblings didn't learn certain things. We had to teach them, right? I taught my children cursive. There's some of their friends, I was having them sign something and they were printing their name because they never were taught how to sign their name in cursive, how to have a unique signature. Like, it's crazy. Okay? So, what are you allowing to occupy your mind? Is it your bills? Is it how horrible a person you are? Is it something that happened to you 5 years ago that you still have regret about? Is it doubt? Is it fear? Is it anxiety? Is it the Queen's funeral? Is it these politicians? Is it these shots they're giving people? Is it food? What is it that's occupying your mind? Or are you allowing yourself to occupy yourself with thoughts of, hey, I wonder what is really this thing that we breathe? They tell me it's oxygen, but let me research this. I wonder what bloodline my family is. How far back can it go? I wonder what really makes up water. What is the scientific equation? H2O, what does that mean? What is hydrogen? What is oxygen? What is it? What are you studying and allowing to occupy your mind? How can I get to become as great as other people's that I see that show me that they can do it? What are some of the great examples that have come from my neck of the woods? What is the things that really make up a color? What do my eyes really perceive? How much of my brain power am I using? What is really made up of food? What type of diet is vegan? What type of diet is on gluten? What type of diet is vegetarian? What type of diet is carnivorous? Carnivorous. There you go. Where you eat only meat. What type of diet is pescatarian? Are you researching these things like outside of you, or are you just allowing the things that is put in front of you and other people's crap to occupy your space rent free? You know, there's people that will come to you and see you doing things and then try to guilt trip you and say, man, I need to borrow $75. My light's about to get cut off. And for a time, I was the person that said, okay. But after a while, I had to start saying, you know what? Back in the day when my lights were about to get cut off, I had to go to the cashapp store. Or sometimes I had to let the lights get cut off for a day or two and then pay it. Thankfully, they put the reconnect fee on the next bill. Until one time I was just like, this cycle is too much. F this cycle. I'm going to go get this cash advance from the check cashing store, pay my bills, shuck paying back the check cashing store because I refuse to go back to borrowing from them again. So I can owe them money. It's okay. Screw it. Catch up on my bills, never have to go back there again, and go. Sometimes I may have to overdraw my bank account. I used to have to overdraw my bank account to pay bills to make sure things stayed on, but I refused to keep going in a cycle. But as long as I had people I could call and ask to bail me out, I kept doing it. So eventually I just had to tell that person, that's wild. That $75 that you need, that's wild. Let me tell you what I had to do when I needed it. And I didn't have anyone to turn to. The money that I work for, I need it more than you. I don't care if I'm using it to go play bingo. It's my money that I worked hard for. I'm not going to allow your problems to occupy space in my mind and cause me distress. Because if you can't pay your bills, why the hell do I think you're going to pay me back? I remember I had to chase somebody down for 2 years. 2 years I had let them borrow some money for my income tax. And there was a time where every single time I got an income tax check, I was moving. I had to find a new place. So I always needed it for a down payment. And this particular time I didn't need it. And here comes somebody. I always had the mindset, I get this income tax check, I'm never going to be able to hold on to it. And that's what kept happening to me. And then they were like, oh, I'm going to write you these checks. You know, I'm going to predate it for the first of every month and space it out till I pay you back. And then one time I deposited the check and they cussed me out. Why'd you deposit a check already? Da-da-da. I'm like, yo, I've been doing this for the past 2 months. We're on month 3, and I can't put in this post-dated check for $50? You gonna really cuss me out? Okay, no more. Right then and there, I decided I'm not loaning out no more money to anybody that I can't afford to get back. Your issues are not my issues. Not my monkey, not my circus. I don't care what's happening in your life. I don't care what's going on in other people's life. It's me I'm concerned about. My family. Because when something happens to my family, where the fuck are you? There's no one there to assist. Not on the level in which I will go out my way. I had to realize I had to stop expecting my energy from other people. So when I started doing that and I started saying your issues not my issues, your circus not my circus, and what I really would say, I'm sorry, not my monkeys, not my circus, what I really would say is not my reality. I can't perceive that. People telling me, oh, COVID is shutting stuff down. Ain't no graduations. There's no food. Right? I'm having a baby. They're like, how are you having this baby in this time? It's so stressful. I said, not in my life. I'm stress-free. I'm feeling good. This baby feeling good. My life is feeling good. My body is feeling good. We are doing well over here. Oh, there's a milk shortage. It doesn't matter. I'm breastfeeding. Well, what if the baby doesn't latch? What if you can't produce? And a little bit of that kind of seeped in. And for a little bit of time, like a couple of hours, I struggled with producing milk. But I had to snap that up, get that out my vortex. I couldn't let that occupy my mind and space. And here my child is 7 months old, surviving slowly on me. Solely on me. My mindset. My gear. My focus. My reality. I create it. There's things that he does and says that people are like, what? Wait a minute. Did he just really? If they didn't see it for their own eyes, they wouldn't know. And I said, yes, because the things that people tell you in the mainstream media, all this what to expect when expecting people, and pediatricians will tell you that this child can't do this or shouldn't be able to do this, but here they go when you don't put limitations on them. It's the same for you. Stop putting yourself in a box. based on other people's limitations. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want. If you have a clear intention and a heightened enough energetic frequency to propel it out there, you can goddamn it do it. Other people's issues, Queen's funeral, politicians, wars, not your monkeys, not your circus. Do not let it occupy your mind for free. Okay? So, that's all that I have for you today, wealthy family. I love and appreciate you all. Today is September the 19th. I was thinking it's the 18th. I've been signing papers all day saying 18, but it's not. It's the 19th, which means that we have about 11 days before prices go up on ascendinginfinitegoddess.com. You can book your sessions now for the future. I have people that have booked me out into October. I have appointments into October, right? So that doesn't mean there's nothing left for September. It's just people have been spacing their appointments out, and that's fine.